Welcome to the Tutors of Life podcast, where we research life so you don't have to. Episode 192. This is your host, Shaun Tutor.
And this is Sam. This is a tutor episode where we try to teach you something new.
What's that smile about?
Dude, so aggressive on the hello today.
Hello.
Anyways, this is technically take number 2 because I had to watch a video to study up for our...
Take numero dos.
Yep, so he's just excited now. Shaun, what are we talking about? Tutoring about.
Tutoring. Ryan sent to me a video that I liked. And I liked it for two main reasons.
Okay.
Because one, it's very accurate. Two, it's extremely inaccurate.
Okay.
All right. It's more important to make more money than it is to budget. Mm-hmm. That was the whole video, right?
Yep. So the guy talks about how you can pick up side jobs, weekend jobs, afternoon jobs, go on Fiverr, mow lawns or whatever, and very easily you can make an extra $20,000 a year.
Yep.
Which then in turn you can make another $200,000 very easily after that.
Yeah, so he said if you make $60,000 a year, and you make $60,000 a year at your job, you could work afternoons and weekends on Fiverr, Upwork, putting signs in your yard, picking up extra work, whatever it is, to make $80,000 a year, and then budgeting isn't as important.
Yeah. And then when you make $200,000, you don't have to budget at all.
No. Then if you can make $20,000 extra a year, it becomes easy to make $200,000 extra a year. Mm-hmm. Which I've made $20,000 extra in a year. I've made $200,000 in a year. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's a lot fucking easier to make an extra $20,000 than an extra $200,000. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's not even you're not.
It's not even comparable.
It's not comparable whatsoever.
Yeah, because that's 10x.
Dude, it's not easier.
No.
It's not once you make $20,000, it is not easy to just make $200,000. I promise you.
Yeah, that. I could see making an extra $20,000 could be so easy, especially how everyone's hiring.
Yes.
But yeah, an extra $200,000, no, not easy.
We'll do an extra $20,000 a year is simple. Mm-hmm. This is what you have to give up. Time. Too easy.
Yeah.
Because I remember Bryant. Mm-hmm. Bryant, he used to back in, I think he was a senior. He was either, I think he was a senior. He was doing the machine tool program. Mm-hmm. And so he would do the machine tool class at night, and then he'd work all day long. And then when he finished that up, he would work all night long machining, and then he had a day job that he'd go and work his day job. Then he'd go to the machine shop, day job, machine shop, day job. So he was working all night, going to work all day, grabbing a few hours of sleep, and repeating. He did that for 9 months.
Oh, wow.
He went from two extremes. He went from not having a job, having putting up $3 in his gas tank at a time because that's all he could afford, mm-hmm. to being broke sucks and working 16 hours a day, 6 days a week.
That's insane.
Monster. So it's very easy to make an extra $20,000 a year. Mm. I agree with that completely. What I don't agree with the video is, I'll let you take this one. What do you not like about the video?
You have to learn to live in your means. So you have to learn to budget. Otherwise, if you're just going to make an extra $20,000, you're just going to blow that $20,000 so easily because you're going to be like, oh, well, now I have this extra money, so I can get a new couch. Oh, I have this extra money, I can get this, and this. Oh, since I have extra money, I can get the nicest product instead of the, medium price or the cheapest. Yeah, without budgeting, you're just going to blow it.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And the only way to end up being financially free and retiring and whatnot, you have to save more money than you spend. Mm-hmm. And that has to start at the base level. And so when I made $15,000 a year between the National Guard and working part-time while I was in college, mm-hmm. I still saved. I always still saved. Mm-hmm. I had more money than many individuals I knew who made and who made 40, 50, 60, up to $100,000 a year, who had over $100,000 coming into their household, I saved more money than them. And I made 15 grand a year and went to school full time.
Yeah.
But it's because I learned at a very young age how to live within my means. And it had a lot to do with where I was shopping, the food I was sourcing, my hobbies I chose, which was pretty much the fucking gym. And Kyle and I talked about that all the time because we had some friends that worked every day after school instead of, because Kyle and I trained, like, we would train, 5 days a week. And so we only worked 2 to 3 nights a week because we would still have to do schoolwork and lift and shit, right? Where these friends we had, they actually made like quite a bit more money, would have nicer cars and all that shit. You think most of them had more money than us? No, because they ate McDonald's every day for lunch. They just pissed away their money, had nice new trucks, cars, whatever. But so that's exactly the same point. The way I built my life, we had 3 people renting a 3-bedroom house. Each person rented the room, all split utilities. We did all of our own work on our vehicles. We did any, like, if anything needed to be done around the house, maintenance, all that shit, we did all that shit. Yeah. And so by doing all of those things, we were able to live within our means at making 15 grand a year. Yeah. Take from there. You got more? You got some stuff? You got some juice?
It's just, if you talk about anyone like who's successful, like Andy Frisella talks about how he like lived like for a long time. He lived off of 20% of his income.
He still lives off.
He lives off of 10% now.
He lives off 10% of his income now.
Which he said, like, he makes so much money now that 10% is like even hard to reach. But it still goes to show you that even billionaires still live on a budget, because if they just start blowing their money on everything, like, they're gonna go broke.
This is 100% The Richest Man in Babylon. This is the whole theory behind my favorite book, The Richest Man in Babylon. And Andy Frisella and Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone says, you make 100% of your income, 20% you live on, 40% goes to taxes, 40% goes to investing. Yeah. So as soon as you get your money in, you set aside 40 for the government, you put 40 in an account for investing, and you live off 20. Yeah. Andy said he's lived off of 10% for like ever. 10, 20, whatever it was. He lives off of 10% though. And he said he made that sacrifice to live off of 10% since he like started his company to reinvest everything because of this. 10% when you're starting out is nothing. Yeah. You're scraping by, you're barely surviving for 10 years. But he said by reinvesting 90%, by the time he got to where he got his company to after 12 years, then that 10% was $1 million. Yeah. And now that 10% is like tens of millions of dollars a year. Yeah. But it's because he kept reinvesting the 90%. He had the discipline forever. He had the discipline forever to do that. Yeah. And so that's where, like, in this thing, that is the part that I disagree with so much, is that budgeting, I believe, is number one. Learning how to pay yourself. Paying yourself before you pay anybody else is the most important thing you could ever learn how to do.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Without that, you will never retire. You will never become financially free. You'll always be drowning in debt. Period. Yep. You have to learn how to pay yourself first.
100%.
What else you got on that?
I asked Shaun too, like, we looked at the comments and everyone was just destroying this guy, just saying, like, no, you're dumb.
Yeah, there's a few people that are like, oh, dude, yeah, that's like, what you're saying is not wrong, but you're an idiot. Yeah. Yeah.
So that was interesting. And then the guy has like 41,000 followers on Instagram. So I'm curious, like, because we've talked about how often, like, we have an opinion and then we hear an opposing opinion and we're like, oh, shit, we never, like, thought about it that way, like, and kind of change our minds. I'm very curious how many people are going to go the way he did. right? Like, how many people are gonna try and make more money? If I was single and, like, didn't have Mimi, sure, I would do it. But now that, like, you and I like to spend time together, we like to spend time with Mimi, we like to spend time with our families, it's too much of a sacrifice for time.
That is big. And the second thing is, what about people with kids, with families?
Right.
Like, dude, that I don't agree with that style at all, because you're telling me make that extra money so you can have more material things or spending quality time with your kids. Dude, your kids ain't gonna fucking know the difference if you're driving a fucking used F-150 or if you have a brand new fucking G-Wagon. Your kids don't give a fuck.
They're not gonna know the difference.
Yeah, maybe they'll think it's cool when, like, they're 16 and dad's got a pimped out car until they realize dad's in so much debt and he works every fucking day all day long trying to make ends meet.
Yeah.
And they don't get to play catch with them.
Yeah.
Guess what? They'd rather play catch with dad and him drive a fucking used F-150.
100%.
So yeah, that part is like, dude, especially if you got a family, that's the stupidest advice you could ever give.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's why, like, I think it's still so hard, right? Like, I would definitely go make extra money, but I would just save that extra money. Any extra money I would make, like, I would just save it for like, future investments or something. But
he's just talking about lifestyle.
Yeah, and anybody who would be doing it are young people, and they should be learning to budget and save then.
Yeah. All right, so this is where the turning point in the podcast that I love. This is where I agree with this man.
Okay.
Completely. Alex Hormozy always says this. I'm going to butcher how he says it, but you guys can go watch his quotes. He says, if you make $50,000 a year, your lack of knowledge costs you $950,000 a year.
Oh, yeah, that's a stupid quote.
So what is the number one thing holding you from making $1 million a year? It's your lack of knowledge. So the more you know, and the more the more skills you have, what you're able, like, it's all the things that, like, you're uneducated about, you're naive to, whatever. That's what costs you $950,000 a year. And so let's not necessarily think about working afternoons and weekends. What kind of personal development can we do? What can we do for skill set? What can we do to move up within the company? What can we do to start our own company? Whatever it is, what things can you add to your tool belt? What kind of work ethic can you have?
Right.
What are these things that you can build into your lifestyle that will bring you more income in your hours you're actually working, instead of just staying at your job, not progressing, being a fucking bum, getting your 60 grand a year, and then working all night long also to make an extra 20 grand? What if, crazy thought, you just learned how to make 100 grand a year at your fucking regular job? The new threshold for where the number one worry for people is always financial until they make $100,000. It's like, right? It used to be
80, wasn't it?
No, it used to be 69.
Oh, wow.
Then it was 80 in like 2019. It's now 100 something.
That's insane.
So until you make 100 grand, and that's not a household. I'm pretty sure that's individual.
No, I thought we looked it up and it was a household.
It's a household?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a household.
Okay, that's still not a lot of money, dude.
No.
110 is it, whatever, 106 grand for a household's not a lot of money. But so let's just say 105 grand for the household. What if you learned how to make 105 grand yourself, and your significant other learned how to make 105 grand themselves? Then you're at your 200, and you're working your 40 hours still, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. Yeah. You get to spend more time with your kids. You get to teach your kids what fucking good work ethic looks like, discipline, moving up within a company. Budgeting. Yeah, exactly, budgeting. Because what if you say your income's 60 grand, right? Yeah. And you know how to live off of 40 grand, okay? Then you get up to 100 grand. You go, you know what? I'm gonna raise my standard of living by 10,000. Now I got an extra 50 grand to invest. Granted, guys, you got to take taxes out of both of those, but I talk about taxes out of both. You take taxes out of your 50 to live on, and you take taxes out of your 50 to invest.
Yeah.
But if you do that, then you can start investing in shit. All that money's compounding. You can retire early. You can invest in more shit to get more income, to increase your standard of living while investing more money.
Yeah.
And so that part, I will agree so much. People really get into their, oh, I got a good job, like I got good benefits, whatever, I'm just going to stay here, I'm going to make my 40, 50 a year, whatever, because it's a good job. Okay, great. Can you move up into management?
Right.
Maybe you can't move up into management, but maybe you can be the best goddamn whatever it is at what you do, and you're so good that they know like what you get done and the quality you do it, they can't replace you. So then they pay you more.
Yeah, if you bring like XYZ, I do XYZ and nobody else at my level does this. Like, can I get compensated for it? So like so many businesses have such a hard time finding good workers that most are willing to like be like, okay, yeah, we should give you a raise.
Yep.
Or even just going to them and being like, hey, I'm like interested in like to move up, like what can I do? Just asking really is
right.
It can't hurt. What are they going to do, fire you for asking that you want to do more?
Not at all, especially if you show through your work. If you're not a dirtbag and you show through your work that you're like a hard ass worker, and you go to them like, hey guys, you know, I've been busting my ass for 2 years, I want to move up, I'd like to do more. Yeah. And maybe your personality isn't a management, maybe you can go be a consultant. Maybe you can train people in, you know, whatever it is. But there's definitely fucking ways to move up within your fields, within your 40 hours a week or whatever, to bring your quality of life up. But if you don't know how to budget, dude, don't matter what you make. No. It's the sinking boat theory. If you got a fucking hole in your boat, how long are you able to bail water before your arms get tired and the boat sinks? Instead of being on a sinking boat, why don't we just fucking call someone to fix that goddamn hole, which is yourself, and you fix the hole so you don't got to bail water all day long. Yeah. And then you don't get tired out because you fix the hole.
Dude, one thing I think is like very important about this is like, if you have an issue with spending and you want to start saving money, put it somewhere that you don't see it. So like we have some Ally savings accounts, and those are really nice because it takes a minimum of 3 days for the money to transfer like out of Ally. So it's nice because we know like, okay, if we want any of this money, we have to know 3 days ahead of time. And one thing I think is very important with that is have a set like automatic transfer once a week, like a set amount that you just put in there and you just never look at it, because there are so many people out there that are just in the mindset of like, well, I just have money sitting here, I just have to spend it. It's like, no, why do you have to spend it? You don't have to spend anything, just let it keep going.
I can't even tell you how much impulse buys don't get done by money being in different accounts I can't access.
100%.
And I forget about it. I forget about money I have all the time. Yeah. Because I just have like, I've got like I've got about 8 different accounts, and I just put money. I just put money in those accounts, and I can really only access like 3 accounts fast, and I don't keep a lot of money in those accounts.
Yeah, on purpose.
On purpose. Because my dumbass will buy a fucking $40,000-$50,000 car if I see it. Well, we used to, safe.
Right. We used to have quite a bit of cash in the house just in case of like purchases like that. And we kind of had to lean back on it quite a bit because Shaun just kept buying cars and then being like, oh, I don't like this one. Sell it.
It was fucking stupid. I'd stack all this cash in the house. Just stack. And I'm like, well, what if it's Sunday and I see a good deal? Yeah. And then it'd be Sunday and I'd see a good deal. I'd take my cash. I go buy and I go, why the fuck did I just do that? Like, that was dumb. Yeah. I didn't need that shit. It was impulse. It was emotional. Yeah. So now I got rid of all that shit. So if you guys come to rob me, pretty much all you're going to find is a bullet. And not much cash because I quit holding it on me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was because of that. It was like, oh well, what if a deal pops up? I'm telling you right now, that fucking one deal that might pop up, it would be like better to just not be able to impulse buy that shit, and then when you do find one, then go buy the deal, make a rapport with the seller, all that shit. Like,
and even like, I'll just be straight up honest. Like, Shaun and I even have issues with credit cards. Like. We're not like massive in debt, but like we just put stuff like on, well, a lot of our bills like go on our credit card just to get the points or whatever. But there's like times we both forget to look at it and we're just like, oh shit, like we just bought a lot of stuff and just put it on this card and we don't have, like, we have the money, it's just tied up for 3 days. So like,
a lot of that is we have like our insurance automatic pull from our credit cards.
Yeah.
And so like our insurances will pull from our credit card and we're like, oh fuck, that was $1,000 we weren't expecting because we did pay in fulls.
Oh yeah.
And so it'll be like this month is when we got our like $1,000 for our the year for the cars.
Yeah.
The cars just hit for the whole year, and it's like, ooh. We weren't planning for that.
Yeah, a lot of our year subscriptions come up at the same time. Yeah, because BarkBox came up.
Yeah.
There was something else that was quite a bit too, and we're just like, shit, man.
Yeah. So like, so even us, like we do it, like we have our budget for the amount we make and like what we need to live within our means and shit. But like a lot of months we're ahead, and so we'll just be like, oh, dude, like we can buy this, and it won't be anything crazy, it'd be whatever. Maybe it's some new jeans or something. Like, oh, we can buy some new jeans, boom, buy some new jeans, and that just happens to be the same month that we get hit with the fucking credit card, and it's like, ooh, we should the insurance, like. We should have really looked before we went and bought those jeans to see, ooh, insurance is coming out. We got to wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks to go buy some jeans, which is all right.
I need to update that spreadsheet. I think BarkBox I have in it that it was this month. Yep. But insurance, I don't think I put in that it's this month.
Right.
But yeah, so it's just shit like that we forget about, and then it just racks up so quickly. Like once you have a little bit of a balance on there, it's just so easy to just be like, oh, we need this, oh, we need that, oh, we need this, oh, we need that, oh, we need this, oh, we need that. And for a while we were doing really good with our cash monies. So anything extra we needed, like we would take it out of our grocery money. But we had to buy meat in bulk.
We went and filled our cooler up.
That's what was the big purchase. We did that, and then we got a whole bunch of jams and cheese. Yeah, it was an expensive weekend a couple weekends ago. Yeah. So yeah, even Shaun and I don't have this shit figured out 100%. Like,
fuck no. Well, the thing is, what we went and bought $600 in meat, and then we got some, like, we like to get like Amish, or like we get like homemade jams. Yeah. So we got jams, and then we got some local good cheese.
Yeah, local Gouda.
And so we just bammed all that out in the weekend. It was like, ooh, we just spent $700.
And most of the time we like save extra food money for that. But lately we actually haven't had a whole lot of extra because we've been stocking up more on chicken and salmon during the week.
It's because Daddy been eating more.
Yeah, Shaun's been eating a lot more. Now that Shaun doesn't spend his personal money on food, it means we have to spend our money together on it.
I know.
Isn't that funny though? Like, right? You, for the most part, you save quite a bit of your personal money now. Oh, so for example, every week, every Sunday, we take $300 out of our bank account in cash. $100 for me to spend on whatever the fuck I want. $100 for Shaun to spend on whatever the fuck he wants, and then $100 on groceries. And keep in mind, we do buy pretty much all of our meat in bulk, so that is what helps our grocery bills stay down quite a bit.
Yeah.
So
keep in mind also, you and I combined, you and Mimi all eat the same foods.
Yeah.
I'd say in total, we probably knock out together around 6,500 to 7,000 calories a day.
Yeah.
And so we ain't eating small portions.
You're right. But the stuff we get is very
natural, lean, 5 ingredients.
Yeah, and it's
Whole Foods.
Most of it's not that expensive either.
No, Aldi Life.
Yeah. So it's funny because now that we've been doing 75 hard, Shaun has had to be better on his diet.
Can't eat that quick trip diet.
So before, we would probably spend like $60 to $80 on our grocery bill. But Shaun, throughout the week, would spend his whole $100 on food from Quick Trip because he didn't make enough food for himself.
Mm-hmm.
And then it would come to like, there was a while on Fridays. We would go out to eat with some of our friends.
That'd already be out of money.
Shaun would already be out of money, so I'd have to spend my money that I didn't spend any of during the week.
That's love, though.
And then Saturday, Shaun would be like, let's go get breakfast. And then Sunday, Shaun's like, let's go get breakfast. So we'd spend my whole $100 as well.
But you know what? That's just give and take.
Yeah, definitely.
But go ahead.
Do you know what most of that money would have gone towards?
Legos.
100%.
I know. That's why instead I went to
You're
feeding me.
hindering my collection right now.
Yeah, that's good. But so since 75 hard, I don't have my Quick Trip diet. We still go out to eat like twice a week, but it's it's not nothing crazy.
But we think about the fact. So our grocery bill went up. On average, like $40 a week.
Right.
That's cheaper than your $100 a week.
Well, plus your money.
Plus my
And so I mean, like right now by doing this, we are saving. Yeah, we're saving like $100 a week on food.
Yeah.
From doing it this way, and honestly, I feel way fucking better. We feel way better.
Yeah.
My blood pressure is beautiful, 116/70.
Yeah.
Like, which is always beautiful, but. Losing body fat, feeling great, getting leaner, abs getting more developed.
Yeah.
And fucking brains functioning better. All that good shit, right?
Yeah.
Because I ain't eating shit. And I ain't eating shit. I'm drinking.
Yeah.
Just fucking, which feels really good.
It does, except for the fact, sorry guys, we went a little off topic. I've noticed my brain doesn't shut off.
Dude, that's why I got high the other night. I had to. I couldn't shut down.
Here's the issue. We get stoned to shut off our brains. They shut off for maybe 30 minutes, and then it's right back at it.
Maybe for you, not for me, dude.
No, it was, because it was when we were on our W down at the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're trying to take a break talking about business, and about maybe halfway, so halfway, 3/4, about half an hour. Then all of a sudden, we're back on the topic again, just going. And I was like, we already just went through this, and we smoked to get out of this.
I know. It's bad, dude. I will say, being sober and eating very clean.
Yeah.
We could get our minds even better if we lowered our carbs.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to have a certain aesthetic, so I eat around 350 grams of carbs a day.
I do need to lower my carbs.
You do.
Yeah.
Yep. I honestly need to raise my carbs, but I'm so fucking sick of all the carbs.
Go ahead, sorry.
If we wanted our brains to function at an even higher realm, if I bump my carbs down to like 150, 200, and you got yours down to like 75, 100, dude, that shit really wouldn't turn off.
And you need to lean out, like Matthew McConaughey says. Wasn't it him?
No, I know I would.
Yeah.
If I cut my carbs down that much, I would keep lean. I would keep leaning.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
I would lose a lot of weight.
Yeah, you would.
I think I would be able to retain some of the muscle. I would be able to retain the majority of the muscle as long as I keep my protein high.
Yeah.
But I would just be losing weight.
Yeah, you would.
Which I don't know how I'd feel about being 190 pounds, because that's where I'd go.
Yeah.
I'd get down to
100.
I'd be 190 easy.
Yeah.
But anyways, holy Christ, we're getting off topic.
You need to have a clear mind to budget. No, I'm just kidding. You really don't.
You really don't. But there's such a massive thing about people taking their careers and their jobs seriously to get a higher income. But people understand we got one motherfucking life. We got one vessel.
Yep.
And maybe we should treat that vessel right.
Yep.
Put the right kind of shit into it so that we can perform the best at our jobs or in our careers. So we can go home at night. We can have weekends off, or however you want to structure your shit.
Yeah.
So you can spend more time with loved ones, doing things you like, and things like that. Because otherwise, what are you doing? You're just working all day, all night to make an extra 20 grand.
Yeah.
To drive a fucking Caddy instead of a goddamn Chevy.
Yeah.
Like,
Dumb.
dude, what is the point? You're not taking that shit home. You're taking with you anyways. And so, and guys, don't get me wrong. I love cars. I'm going to keep buying a lot more cars and a lot more expensive cars. but I'm not like fucking working more hours to buy cars.
Yeah.
I do it because I like work.
Mm-hmm.
It's my hobby.
Yeah.
My number one hobby.
It's also most of the cars you want are investment too.
I was thinking about that today, dude. Like every car on my list is an investment.
That's one thing Sean and I have talked about. We've talked about on this podcast quite a bit, is trying to make our investments a part of our hobbies. So yes, like Legos is my main hobby, but it is definitely a good investment. I have some of my brickheads, which I actually don't have. I really don't care about that. Some of my brickheads, it's like the top 3 Lego collection that increases in value every year.
Right.
It's like the 3rd top one. So every year, a lot of the retired ones go up in like 10-15% in value.
Dude.
How insane is that?
Not even 10. A lot of them go up like 50%.
Some of them, there are some that I really want that are like, they brand new, they were only $20, and now they're like $100.
I just wish they were more expensive because the return on them are so stupid.
I mean, that thing, like that's what's crazy about.
That's when you get that Porsche. But go ahead.
I know we should get the Porsche now before it gets even more. But
yeah.
Yeah, it is crazy like how some of the expensive ones, like the return is 25%. So you spend $400 now, and then as soon as that one retires, it goes up 25% almost instantly.
Oh yeah, that's instant. That's not like, and then it keeps going up.
Yeah, it doesn't go up as like 25% every year, but as soon as they retire, it goes up so fast, and then it slowly goes up 5 to 10% every year.
Yeah, because there's shit like around the house that has gone up over 100% that you've gotten.
Yeah.
And then it's just, and same with fucking Pokemon. Jesus
I know, that's what we discussed
Christ.
that on this podcast before. That Evolving Skies set. Actually, I think that one sells for more now.
Oh yeah.
And I bought it. I mean, I was able to get it from work on discount, but I already have over 100% return on that.
Oh yeah.
Because what, I bought it at a 300% return.
Dude, how about those fucking cards you get? The fucking, when you were getting all the little booster packs, and you bought all the cards for a price, and you pulled out one card out of like, you opened up what, 40 of them out of the 80? You opened 40 out of the 80. One of the cards you pulled out, oh, this is what, 167?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that just paid for this whole load. And then you had
And plus
another
some.
one for like, was another one was like 200 or something?
Yeah, right now I have, out of all the cards I've spent, yeah, I have I have probably 5 cards that are worth over $1,000.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like,
so, I mean, those 5 cards pay for everything that I've bought.
right.
So,
Yeah.
And those, I really should go get those graded.
Yeah, big idea. It's cool. Like, that shit's kind of cool. That shit's really cool. What I like about that, dude, is you're talking about, and this is like, they get stupid on a stupid level, but a little card, a little card can be worth,
so much.
there's some that are worth tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands for a card, right?
I know, and I don't have any of those ones.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, you can have something that big worth that kind of money, and then you can have a big fucking car out in the garage.
Oh, yeah, or that.
A big car out in the garage only worth 10 grand.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, come on. But it's just cool.
Yeah, it is really neat to, like, I would just told Sean we're going on to investments now, I'm sorry. I went through all my like old cards, like the ones I got growing up, and there was one I was like looking through the book, and I was like, man, I'm pretty sure I have this. And sure enough, I found it, and I have a Pokemon card investment book, and that book is like 5 years old, and it said it was like worth like $500 or $600, and I was like, the fuck? And I found the card. And now if I get it graded, it's worth like $1,000. And once you grade them, I mean, they're not that much bigger. It's just like
right. Yeah.
in a hard plastic case.
Yeah, you should probably get those graded, babe.
I know, I really should.
Anyways, all right. So, moral of the story, dude, you can't buy these fucking things if you ain't got no goddamn money.
Yeah.
Pay yourself first.
Yes.
We went over a few podcasts ago how much money you're supposed to have at each section of your retirement.
Oh, yeah.
And so the vast majority of the population is nowhere near on track.
Yeah, no.
People are going to be working till the day I die, till the day they die. Do you want to be working till the day you die, or do you want to start learning how to live within your means? And Once you know how to fucking budget and live within your means, go make more money.
Mm-hmm.
Get more skills. Learn how to fucking increase your income, your earning potential.
100%. And try and find a an investment that can be your hobby.
Or a job
Well,
that's your hobby.
Yeah. A lot of people say like they love their work and they don't feel like they're at work. So, I mean, definitely try to do that. I highly suggest it. Like I said, like Shaun and I both, luckily, we love our hobbies and they're both investments as well, which is nice.
It's like Steinsy and woodworking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He likes woodworking and he sells his shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, well, he builds it to suite or whatever.
Yeah, which is genius.
Yeah. So he gets to do what he likes doing and he makes money doing it.
Mm-hmm. Is he not a paramedic anymore? Or does he do that on the side?
No, he just does the woodworking on the side for fun because it's his hobby.
Yeah. See, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I bet you, like, because he just does it as a hobby, he can be like, oh, I don't have time for this job.
Yep. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, you can pick and choose whatever you want to do.
Yep.
You don't have to kill yourself over it. But yeah, 100%, you need to learn how to budget. 100%. There's lots of budgeting planners you can get if you want. I just have a little Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah.
That Shaun and I type some stuff into. It's a little complicated, so I gotta simplify it.
You all know the easiest thing. You could get a piece of fucking paper.
Oh,
Write down.
Oh, here. Go ahead, continue.
You can get a piece of fucking paper. Write down all your expenses and how much they are. Add them up at the bottom. Put your income at the top. Subtract it. See how plus or minus you are. Then figure out what the fuck you got to do to make that shit so you got a plus.
Yeah, this is like my old way of doing things. Let's see. Can we see this? Oh, yeah, you can.
Beautiful. It's literally a handmade Excel doc.
Yeah, very simple.
Too easy.
Oh, you probably can't hear me. I forgot. I walked away from the mic, but I was at the camera. Yeah, it's just an Excel spreadsheet that you just pretty much put the lines in, make columns that you want, and you can just do whatever headings. I think we have just bills, gas, food, and miscellaneous on there.
Right. No, it's too fucking easy. And then live within your means. Otherwise, if you can't live within your means at 60, you're not going to live within your means. You know, if you can't live within your means at 30, you're not going to live within your means at 60. If you can't live within your means at 60, you're not going to live within your means at 100.
Yeah.
If you can't do it at 100, you sure as fuck ain't doing it at 200.
Yeah, no. And it's not easy to make 200,000.
Yeah.
I will go with that.
Lifestyle creep, dude, is number. Anyways, thanks Ryan for sending that video. It was sick.
This is a good topic.
Cool. All right, guys, we will catch you on the next one.
See ya.